Hey, Merry Christmas. Time to do a little bit of Christmas planting. See how we get it done. Got to have a couple things though, or I'm not going to get very far. So I'll meet you out in the garden in a minute, okay? So, got a few little tools here that are going to help me get some of this garlic planted with a couple mobility issues. But we're still going to get it planted. It's a beautiful day out. It is actually Christmas Day here. And I wanted to get this garlic in while it's a nice day out before it gets cold next week. So, here we go. Start with our long-handled hoe and just make a furrow. My theory with this furrow is it don't have to be perfect. I'm just going to do what I can to balance between that hoe and my cane. I've kind of graduated for now from the crutches. Hopefully I can stay off of those for a little while. Just part of gardening as you get older and have some issues come up. Hoping they're temporary. At least this time around. But hopefully might help some of you that are still trying to do like me and stay active even in the face of a little bit of challenging times. All right, that's pretty good. Not looking for perfection. Garlic's pretty forgiving and it will grow however you want. All right. All right, I got my little bench here that my daughter got me, and that is going to help me a little bit with actually getting the garlic planted. Because even though I probably can bend over, I'm not so sure I should. Try to get that sun out of your eyes. All right, let me see if I can reach further here. I think I can. The nice thing about this bench is it moves a little easy. And I've got my cane for stability. So, I got my garlic ready. And my little grabber here. We'll see how this works. Here we go. We're just going to pop that in there where I want it. Ah, look at that. That works pretty slick. Do a few for you. This is just garlic from the grocery store. See how I got that in there? Just holding it with my little grabbers, plopping it down in the dirt. And that way I don't have to bend down, put extra strain on my hips, which would not be good for them right now. And I can come along and use the hoe to cover these up when I'm done. So I make sure I'm planting this flat side, that goes down, and the pointy side goes up. And I'll finish that row out. It's forgiving. If one of them falls on its side and it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This is okay too. Many, many, many worse things have happened. I'll just be happy to get some garlic. Whoop. Ain't gonna worry if I drop one either. It'll be enough to kind of show you how that part works. I can finish out the rest. Let me get my hoe. Move this on down a little bit. All right. So I just come along here again. Keeps me from bending. I'll just take some of the dirt and cover them over. With any kind of luck, I'll have some garlic in the spring. So I hope that's helpful for somebody. We'll try to get a little bit of planting done even when it's difficult out. It doesn't always have to be easy. Life's really rarely easy. But one thing we can definitely learn is how to adapt to it. And that's what I'm trying to do today, to adapt to the circumstances that I'm dealing with right now. And I think I'm doing all right. There's room to learn, room to grow. May find an easier way to do this in a little bit. May not. Just don't know. So, let me figure out a good spot to set you guys, and I'll get the rest of this planted, okay? So, get the rest of this garlic in the ground. I think that's about where I left off. This is the handiest thing. This is not the first time in my life I've had to use one of these little grabbers, but they're awesome in the garden. I never thought to use them in the garden before. So I'm hoping that's encouraging to folks that may be thinking they can't really do anything out in the yard. You know, I want you to be safe, of course, with what your restrictions are, you know, but the important thing is to not stop moving if you don't have to stop moving. So I always say, if you don't use it, you lose it. I know I'm not the only one that says that. So I'm trying to use it. See what I can get done. And I know most people aren't going to be able to come out here and plant garlic in the middle of the quote-unquote winter, because it is Christmas Day here. And we had our little Christmas celebration yesterday with the kids. Just kind of enjoying the day today till I have to go back to work tonight. So hopefully I get a little planting done before I have to take my nap. But I think that this becomes a gift for myself this Christmas that I'll open in hopefully July, maybe August. So Christmas in July. A little garlic. Maybe make some garlic confit about then. But I'm also hoping that by planting it along the edges like this, I'm going to try to go all the way around. I may have to go get some more garlic. This is just, like I said, out of the grocery store. So I already planted the seed garlic that I got in the lower garden. But it's supposed to help deter pests to plant it around like your squash and your tomatoes and all your other vegetables. So I figure it's not going to hurt anything either way, but it might help a little bit. I'm willing to try it. I'm putting out basil and onions and everything that I can think of that smells bad to pests when the springtime comes. But I'm just hoping that seeing somebody out here planting, using some modification type tools, finding ways to do things, I hope that's encouraging for those of you out there that are trying to garden with some different situations. And if not, maybe it's at best just a little comical to watch me trying to do this without dropping them. I think it's kind of funny. And I don't mind laughing at myself. So let me know what you think of it. We'll kind of, I think that'll cover this row. That should be about it for this row. But I think as I come up with more ideas for things to make gardening easier for me out here till I get back 100% or close to, I'll share them as I think of them. And maybe we all get along a little better that way. You know, find ourselves some hope this time of year. Give ourselves a gift for next year.